Okay, so let's talk about what just happened, and more importantly, why it happened the way it did. President Trump ordered a strike on Iran's Fordo nuclear site. He called it a total success, said Iran's enrichment facilities were completely and totally obliterated. Except, not really, because now even Israeli military officials are saying the site was damaged but not destroyed. And Iran had already moved key equipment and enriched uranium beforehand. So, if they didn't actually hit the uranium, if the site wasn't fully destroyed, then what was the point? Let's start with what we do know. Yes, the strike was real. Fordo is one of the most fortified nuclear sites in Iran. It did sustain damage, but the material they were supposedly enriching, the uranium, that was gone, probably moved. So you don't need a PhD in geopolitics to ask, was this really about stopping a nuclear program? Because if you wanted to stop Iran's enrichment capability right now, you'd go after the uranium. You'd go after the scientists, data, networks, or enrichment centers while the material is still there. But instead, this looks more like a calculated slap, not a knockout punch. This wasn't just military, it was psychological warfare, if you must. Political theater, international signaling. Let's break down the real goals behind this move. First, deterrence by spectacle. The goal here isn't elimination, it's showmanship. A reminder to Iran that the US can strike anywhere, anytime. Trump's administration wanted to rattle nerves, not necessarily wipe out the entire program. It was a message to Iran, yes, but also to Israel, Saudi Arabia, Russia, China, and anyone else watching. We're back, don't test us. Second, domestic politics and campaign up. Trump gets to say, I hit Iran, I destroyed their program, regardless of what actually happened or didn't happen. In an election that is upcoming, it's gold. It paints the party as decisive, tough on foreign threats, and willing to take action where others hesitate. Never mind that Iran saw it coming. The headline still works. Third, controlled escalation. This was not designed to start a war. It was designed to stop just short. No mass casualties, no nuclear fallout, as we now know, no direct hits on uranium. The US gets to flex. Iran gets to retaliate just enough, and everyone gets to avoid Third World War, hopefully, for now. Now, let's talk about Iran because they didn't just luck out by moving the uranium in time. They either had strong intel or the US intentionally telegraphed the strike just enough to give them time. Why would that happen? Well, because this is a ritualized power game. Iran gets to say, you didn't break us. Trump gets to say, I hit them hard. Meanwhile, the actual risk of nuclear detonation, environmental disaster, or uncontrolled escalation avoided. So, what's next? Well, Iran's response may come digitally, not militarily. Cyber attacks, hacks, or infrastructure, subtle retaliation. In fact, Bulletins have already warned about likely cyber activity from pro-Iranian groups targeting US systems. And if Trump responds again with more firepower, we could escalate into open war, or we just keep dancing this dangerous dance. The real danger here isn't the strike, it's the fact that this kind of controlled aggression can spiral fast, especially if one side miscalculates. And meanwhile, the American public is fed a tidy soundbite. Mission accomplished. This wasn't about uranium. It wasn't even really about Iran. It was about power, perception, and the illusion of control. So, next time you hear a leader say total success, ask yourself, success for who? For what purpose? Because sometimes the target isn't a nuclear side. It's your attention. But what do you think?